Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I am here for Dandadan episode 5, and I'm tired. I'm just letting you know that right out the gate. I woke up this morning tired, and it's been kind of a struggle to drag myself out of bed. I did not think that I was going to record Dandadan today. I went into my Discord and I posted that I was probably not going to record Dandadan today, and yet here I am to record Dandadan. Maybe we'll come around to talking about why that might be relevant. I have a feeling it might be in a strange way, but I want to keep this whole video pretty light and short and relatively simple, which is probably not going to be possible because Dandadan is insane, and that's kind of the inclination that made me think, hey, maybe I shouldn't record this. But then it called to me. And I feel genuinely the need to go and record it for like a whole suite of reasons, from really wanting to and wanting to watch the episode and genuinely having some questions about what's going to happen next for the story that I'd really like to have settled and figure out, to genuinely fucking being really interested in the show, and kind of on the flip side hoping that instead of being like, oh, I have to have a particular level of energy to come meet Dandadan where it's at, what about the part where I get the energy from Dandadan? And also that the process of doing this and getting in front of the camera, I find energizing. I find actually like life affirming, and it gives me something. Oh, it's so funny. Already I turn on the camera and I start recording and I'm already like feeling more animated and feeling like more of a person and more like myself. I was watching, it's weird, but I was watching a Mythical Kitchen Last Meals video yesterday, and the person involved was Vic Michaelis from Dropout, who talked about how just overjoyed they were to be able to do the thing that they love and how it like lets them be genuinely them. They and Josh went back and forth about this, and that really resonated with me really deeply because that's what I get to do. I get to do what I love right here. And whenever that instinct to kind of avoid it and be like, oh, that's the hard thing comes up, I need to really evaluate that and be like, wait, is it actually the hard thing or is it just the good thing and you're pulling yourself away from it for like weird reasons? I don't know. Kind of neither here nor there. We're here for Dandadan. I have some questions about the show moving forward, given what happened in the last episode, and they are embodied by this little drawing that I did and did not record on camera because, again, I want to keep things pretty tight. This is my question for the episode, for the show, maybe. Who are you? Who are you, Okarun? Who will you be moving forward? If we have defeated your source of power in Turbo Granny, this new ability that you had to like influence the world and be there with Momo while she does cool psychic stuff and like fight aliens and shit. Well, what if you don't have that anymore? And who are you gonna be then? Now, I could be totally wrong. He might have that anymore. He might still have it, in which case that would answer my question. That would be my that was my expectation. That was my expected answer. You solve the demon thing and you incorporate it into you. You make it a thing that you can call on, that doesn't call upon itself, that doesn't just emerge out of you, but is yours to control and like wield and put on a harness and ride around on, like whatever the fuck you're supposed to do with your cool monster powers. No, we just defeated the monster and now it's gone. Now Okarun's just a boy. Oh, tragedy of tragedies, to be only a normal boy when your crush is super duper cool? That sucks. That's tough. That's the question. The other question is like, Okarun on his own gained a lot from being Turbo Granny-ified, but Okarun as part of a pair of supernatural sleuths with Momo needs something more. Or maybe he doesn't. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's what we're going to go ahead and question and throw away that assumption and take us to a place where Okarun has a different value to bring to the table. Or maybe we even move away from that value to bring to the table kind of idea because that's not the real foundations of friendship. But I don't know what kind of story we're telling now. We've jumped outside of the train tracks of the story that I expected that we were on the rails of. Honestly, we've jumped outside the train tracks of the whole set of stories that I thought we were potentially on the rails of. I don't think there are rails. I don't think there's a train. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I'm kind of excited by that. It's kind of why I'm here. It's kind of why I dragged myself out of bed and was like, no, I'm not going to just let myself rest today. I need to understand the Dans. And I do. I need to understand the Dans. I want to know what's going to go on here. Our last episode was a bombastic banger with really crazy sound design and a really awesome sequence of events that became just like a ramping action thing in a way that I kind of haven't experienced the degree of since Symphogear. Maybe Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 is the same kind of vibe where it's like, oh, too much amazing. But it's the ramping effect, really, that like, whoa. I don't know. It's all been crazy, over 10 to 11 the whole time. So maybe I'm just wrong and it's all been insane. Can we have a break? I have an ulterior motive here because I'm a little tired, but can we tone it back a little, slow it down just a smidge? Just a smidge. I think we have to. I think we're going to, and that's why I feel like I need to bring this up. Is like, that would be great. That would be good. If that is what we're gonna do, that would be great. We got like one frame in the preview that showed kids at school and stuff. That's exactly what I think we need, is like, let's reground these characters into reality. They've gone so far above and beyond. They've jumped so many sharks. This cow has jumped over the moon and come back. Can we come back? Can we reground into reality and be like, yeah, Momo's a crazy fucking psychic, but also a teen girl with teen girl problems, and Okarun is still a dude. I think that when you combine that with Okarun is now just a dude, that's where we gotta go. We gotta go back to dude life, normal shit, right? We've been fighting aliens and living with crazy grandmas and fleeing from Turbo Granny and all this shit. What does it feel like to be in a normal school day, right? We've answered one really important question, and it's the question at the end when they say goodbye to each other. Are we done now? And the answer is no, we're friends. Okay, awesome. At least we've solidified that. What does that look like, right? Because we haven't experienced our friendship in a public sense yet. We haven't really, like, shared that with everybody. We haven't interacted in normal contexts where everybody else can see. And that shit gets weird when you're not part of the same social group, right? You're expected to hang out with your friends, and Okarun's expected to eat lunch alone in the bathroom or whatever the fuck nerdy shit he does, right? So, how do we bridge the gaps, the real gaps between our real selves? We've managed to reach a sense of emotional intimacy and ability to care about each other outside of the world. When we're off in a white room on an island together, it all works just fine, right? Especially when we both have powers. What about when we don't have powers and we're not on an island? What does our life look like? What does reality actually look like in this world? Because we've only seen slivers and glimpses of it. And then how will the supernatural creep back in? I don't know. I'm excited to find out. I'm excited to maybe meet pink-haired girl and boy who is character, maybe? I don't know. I'm excited to, like, re-meet the Gyaru friends if possible, because there's been so much, like, back and forth about who the Gyaru are and what particular archetypes they take on. Like, there's the Ganguro, who's, like, that doesn't exist anymore. How strange. Yeah. Let's watch a Dandadan, and maybe it'll be a fun Dandadan, and maybe we'll have fun with it. Yeah. I think that's everything I had to say here. Yeah. Just so that I've said it without context. I'm just going to say a thing without context because I think it's highly relevant. The deep, seething, eternal need to meet expectations and not be useless. just that without context, right? The deep internal feeling of like, well, if I don't show up, then I'm bad. And nobody's gonna like me. We're just gonna drop that here. We're just gonna seed that, and we'll see if it grows into anything by the end of the episode. I don't know. I've got episode 5 of Dandadan. Neodesu subs. Ready to rock and roll. It's up and ready to go. Ready to watch it. Thanks for joining me for this week's episode of Dandadan. I'm glad that it's this week. I'm glad that it's not this weekend or later. I'm glad that I'm here doing it, even if I'm tired. I'm having a good time. That might devolve into me being insane over the course of the video. We'll see. Thanks for putting up with me and coming and joining me for another episode of Dandadan. Let's PiP timer our way into episode 5. 2 versions, picture-in-picture in the description, timer on YouTube, early access on the Patreon. PiP timer. My pettest peeve is that it's stuck at 101% volume. Nailed it. It's exactly, man. She can't know that I'm weird. She's so cool and hot, too. Playing with her hair. Huh. You couldn't be. What? Baka. Baka. Oh, the little smile. It's just like the little smile when he turns and registers it at the end. He still doesn't believe, you know? He kind of never will, maybe. Fuck. Fuck. It still gets to me. I feel like having seen it 4 times, I should not be genuinely overwhelmed by some of the cuts in it. She's like really being buddy buddy. Oh wow. He's not. She's really good at it, so she's able to carry the whole convo. Otto. Well, here we are. How he's actually treated. Nice. The Bibles. The books. The truth. Uh-huh. Aww. I'll be bigger than all of this. I'll take the high road, huh? That's some Mob Psycho building up, you know? I love the commentary. I love the color commentary by the gals. Yeah, why would you want to talk about anything else? It's fucking cool. Yeah. Oh. Oh. This is so cute. Oh, that's a vibe. You can just talk. You're allowed to do that. We're getting a break, man. I really appreciate it. The tone of the show needs this so badly. Ah, thank God. No! Don't you fucking 5 centimeters per second me? Don't you Makoto Shinkai my shit? Bring him to me. Oh. God fucking damn it. We're gonna keep doing mist. Very cute. It's all over, finally. I want to talk about aliens. My God. Maybe he doesn't. He's not. Oh, he needs that though. Please swap. Please swap. Please swap. Lean forward. Oh. Oh. The things that we build up when we're not able to talk. Fuck. So this classical guitar track in the background is so great. What a choice. Come on. Don't keep your eyes on the ground. Look up. Bump into each other. Come on. Yeah. They tinked. So yeah, stay in one fucking place. That's what you do when you're lost. Yeah. Yeah. So aliens. Oh, it's so perfect. The other thing that I wanted was the. Ah! Yeah, they're like, this is real love right here. This is real love right here. Yeah. That's why I love this track. The glitchy voice. Ore? Mecha megane. can't say it out loud. He is your friend, though. Fuck. She's embarrassed. Yeah! God, yeah! I love that the squad is in! Truly. True. Ooh. You sure? Yeah, you sure you want to go that far? He's not just a friend. But what he is totally unspoken, so it's like... Pink hair! Oh, fuck. Interest in another human being, crazy. Why do I feel like she's making giant dinosaurs to terrorize this city? Yeah, what? I'm scared of you. Yeah, you're super cute. I'm scared of you. But this is gonna get weird. Well, uh-huh. Oh. Oh, oh, weird accident. Strange things happen at school. Ira. What? Crazy. Not letting you go, dude. It's just like standing up for him in front of the... I fucking love Momo. I fucking love you, Momo. What a beast. Fuck, this has been so much. Wow. Wow, that is a good apology. Yeah. Because all he wanted was to avoid rupture. That's what was going through his mind in the classroom. He's like, I really gotta fix our relationship. His nuts are gone. Just from the title, right? This whole scene has been crazy. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oi! And they just hang out there, you know? No balls, soul. The cat! The cat! It's in. Oh, whoa! Okay. Exorcism. I don't think so. That's familiar looking. Maybe we will do what I wanted. Weird line. Big smack. Whoa! Sound design sells it. We got a big barrier. Oh. Oh, you're animated now. Hello, kitty. Goodbye, kitty. She's got the sense. She's got the vibes. Vibes. Yeah. Oh, we didn't get the screech. The ee. Oh, there it is. That was a cool choice. Please tell me that's Turbo Granny. All right, we haven't lost anything. She gets to be embodied, and we probably get to be able to borrow her power a little bit. She gets to hang out with Granny. Oh, she leapt out of the mouth. Tiny little seed. Uh-huh. I've got your balls hostage. You think? I don't think so, man. I feel like he's okay with not having his balls. Oh, what if he pulls the Oh, he doesn't have the mouth. Huh? Okay. Oh, so you're fucking worthless, Turbo Granny in the doll. Yeah, no advantage. Got really pissed and couldn't forgive her. Yeah. Yeah, like what if we don't work at cross purposes? We got a quest for him. God damn it, it's fucking Granny inside the cat. Ah. So many questions answered. I got a crazy take about the first school portion. I got a crazy take. It's a positive take. We'll get there. I'll wait till the actual discussion. All of the ED with the cat like experiencing modern things sort of makes sense now. Oh, it's so fucking fun. What a great episode of Dandadan. I really, really like this one, in part because it did everything that I wanted it to, but not just because I'm like, oh yay, it fulfilled all my expectations. It did so many more things than that. It was just a good episode. I said in the ED portion that I had a weird take, maybe weird, I don't know, a weird take about the school portion of the episode. There's a realm of school-focused anime that nobody else ever touches. Nobody else has ever, like, reached. In my mind, it's like the heavens beyond the clouds. Mount Olympus beyond the heavens, okay? And in that realm are almost exclusively, with like a couple, just a couple of sprinkled episodes of other things, almost exclusively Kyoto Animation shows. That realm is the realm where school feels amazing, like where it has a certain vibe to it, where there's so much character in all the background characters and in all of the interactive moments between the people that the setting of being at school elevates emotional experience and make it becomes like a pressure cooker for love and care and friendship and fear and like group struggles and bullying and all of these aspects. There are a couple of shows outside of the KyoAni catalog, a couple of like films even that come close. That come close. I think this episode comes close. I think that a good chunk of the school interactions of this episode are woven together in a way that comes close, that feels really goddamn good, that feels integrated, careful, thoughtful, like the expressions and movements and angles and moments and pieces all weave together into a bit of a tapestry, into something really solid. And I really get that feeling from the first portion of this episode. It's one of my favorite things because there's, on the other hand, there's so much anime set in school settings that there's such a wide swath of it. There are so many examples of ways to do things in such a setting. It's full of layers and layers of self-parody, of satire, right? Because the genre is so overtrod that, I mean, it's in many ways fallen away, and then it always comes back. It's always a part of something, right? This feels fresh. It feels alive. It feels vibrant. It feels very human. And the actual interactions feel so real and kind of silly. The cheerleading by the girls in the background stands out to me so much. The interactions with people who don't care about Okarun stand out to me so much. The sequence as they cross paths like ships in the night over and over, and we use the music to brew tension between them as they're both sort of spiraling out without being able to ground themselves in each other. We realize that they've come to integrate each other into their worlds, into their way of seeing and being, and without that, they're missing something now. There's a real feeling of missing something. We have that feeling as an audience, of course, because they're a character duo that creates something. But now we drill deeper and we weave that feeling into the characters themselves. We pull their motivations, which are kind of like frayed, and we and align them together with ours, with the motivations of the show as a whole. Because the show as a whole is motivated to keep these characters together. And so are we as an audience. We're like, that's our core duo. We want them to stay together. They're romantically interested in each other. We want to see where this goes. We don't want them to fall apart. And so we go inside their minds and we do that internally within them. And we do it in a way that I think is useful if you're outside of that and haven't had those experiences, or there are some pieces of the ways that these two people think, some internal cognitive distortions and some mistakes in thinking and some easy assumptions and stuff that are very real and very close to things that I've experienced as well. So I want to go through the episode and I want to focus in on stuff that's going to be hard to really express as we go through it, jumping through it, because a lot of it is created by the tone and the flow and the feel, but I'll try to keep that portion in mind as we go through as well. So let's jump to the very beginning of the episode and start where we start. Good morning. Good morning, we're walking to school. The classic, right? Okarun doesn't know how to do these things. He knows how to walk to school solo, but he doesn't know how to do these things. He doesn't know how to say hi to somebody. He doesn't know how to have friends. Yeah? We play it up for a great joke with the faces and stuff. Can't let her know that I'm an amateur. And the person walking in front of us pulls away, and there she is. She's waiting for him, and she's gorgeous, right? She's just calm and confident and playing with her hair, and she's just chilling. There's no self-consciousness in Ayase Momo. Not here, at least. Occasionally a little bit of it burbles up when she's under a spotlight or something, but it's not a fear space that she exists in where she's like, I wonder if I'm okay. I wonder if people are hating me. I wonder if everybody thinks that I shouldn't be here. These thoughts don't enter into the mind of a person like her. Why would they? That doesn't track. Now, that has nothing to do with something innate about the way that she is. She could be gorgeous and cool and all these things and still have those internal flaws built up that are I suck actually and everybody's going to hate me. And she'd be a totally different character. But this character, the person that Ayase Momo is, one of the most attractive things about her is her deep sense of lived confidence. And it's not arrogance or outward confidence. She's not standing up on tables going I'm the hottest girl in school, everybody look at me. She's just being. She's just living, right? In the way that trees don't bother worrying about whether they can grow and stuff. They just do it. They just sort of grow in the sunlight and they intake the water. They're just doing it. There's no, I wonder if I'm not good enough. Maybe I should just not grow. They don't do that. I say Momo is kind of like a tree. She doesn't give a fuck. She doesn't care. She's just going to do what she's going to do. Okarun is not like that. He's got these extant, they exist, mental stuff exists, it's real, but they're not existent blocks. They're not actual walls around him. They're believed walls. He believes that there are walls there, and so he acts like there are. It comes back to something that interpersonally has been core to my understanding of these two characters, which is that Okarun assumes things that other people think and then acts as though they're true in order and self-fulfills, right? Everybody hates me. They won't want to talk to me. Therefore, I won't talk to them. Therefore, nobody talks to me. Fulfilled. Whether people hate me or not is actually irrelevant. What matters is whether I end up talking to people or not, and my choices have led me into a space where I cannot talk to people, regardless of whether my assumption in the first place was true. I've made it true. I've made the results of it true. That sucks. It sucks. It's just who Okarun is, really, though. And so, even here, when she's clearly waiting for him at the gate, his answer is the right response is to avoid her, to just ignore her, which is crazy and hilarious and a great joke because it's so obviously wrong. I really like it. I also really like this type of storytelling because even people who probably experience the same degree and type of cognitive distortion on a regular basis can see Okarun doing it. Even if they can't see themselves doing it, I do this. Just to be clear, like, I get up here and I'm on camera and stuff, and there are realms of my life where I am confident, like really seriously confident and capable of doing that tree growing stuff. But I have this kind of internal fear about stuff, about like other people's motivations all the time. All the time. I'm not an extraordinarily like arrogantly confident person. Especially interpersonally and socially. I've got my fair share of social anxiety and weirdness in interacting with people. So there are times in my life that are genuinely recharacterized by me watching this, and it may serve as a tool in my tool belt, a like example, a photo of what not to do that I keep with me in the back of my memory moving forward. So there's something about this interaction that's very real and very useful, even if it's in a fucking comedy show, even if it's really silly and it's so, like, divergent from reality, the way that Okarun is so distorted in his cognition, but it's not that divergent from reality. It's very, very fucking real, and I think there's real value to having characters who embody those sorts of flaws and mistakes, because we get to see them outside of ourselves, and that means getting to maybe see them for the first time. Hold on. Would she really be doing that? No, there's no way. She's not staring at me. She's waiting for somebody else. I will ignore her. Watches. The fuck? And then... Initiated. It's late. You're late. Let's go. We get the little blush, the little smile. It's very cute. Part of the great thing is that while Okarun is really lacking in this confidence department, Momo isn't, and is capable of being chatty and outgoing and extroverted and stuff, and kind of can carry the weight and fill in the gaps. I think that's really valuable in strong ongoing friendships or romantic relationships, is to have different strengths, differences, you know? Two really quiet people might be able to get along really well by enjoying each other's silence and being competent, like happy with that. Being content was the word that I was looking for. Being content and happy with that. And it might not work because they might not ever want to say stuff. Yeah. There are different ways that those things can shake out. In this case, I think with Okarun's nervousness, it's really valuable that ISA is a little overbearing. Yeah. Like pushes past those like unspoken boundaries. Like if Okarun doesn't put up hard walls, she's gonna try to interact. Yeah. and the unspoken walls that he puts up that work because other people don't actually want to interact with him, so they take the walls at face value and are like, cool, you don't want to talk to me, I don't want to talk to you, bye, never going to talk to you again. Those aren't going to work on ISA because she actually wants to interact with him. She's full into it, right? Genuinely intrigued, and he kind of can't believe it, I think. But he's overwhelmed, right? Okay, we'll try to chat again. Totally happy from her perspective, but for him, he's like, I'm failing, 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 I'm not good enough, I'm failing, I'm failing, I'm failing, I'm failing. And then clonk, like reality immediately hits after this. Like Momo is a beacon of light, and then she leaves, and reality smacks me back down because that's the real world that I really live in. And everybody treats him as though it's his fault for all these things, which is classic school bullying sort of stuff. Nobody gives a fuck about Okarun. You're so annoying. The worst. He stops. He does his things. Pulls out his books. It doesn't matter. None of this pain matters, right? It's all irrelevant because I've got something good. I've got one good thing in the world. I'm of a couple minds about this, right? One is, hell yeah, man. Because our world is rife with unfairness and suffering and pain and stuff, yeah? And on a certain level, there is an unfair balance sheet that I think always ends up imbalanced. And you gotta kind of just, like, decide that the good things are worth the bad things. You don't have the ability to zoom out of your life and know that. You have to kind of decide it. You have to do it almost preemptively. I really believe this. So there's a piece of me that is really with Okarun here that's like, yeah, your life is hard, but if you can find good things and center your consciousness around them and like build an identity around being integrated with those good things and fostering them and growing them and improving them and protecting them and stuff, banging. That's great. That's going to take you really far, I think. But on the other hand, the willingness to take on more suffering and self-sacrifice and stuff, just because you have some good things, it feels slippery. It feels like easily exploitable. It feels like self-harming to a degree that's not helpful, maybe. It's fraught. It's fraught with some problems. It's admirable in one context, but I don't quite think that's the context that we're in. I think it's agreeableness taken too far. Doormatting, right? No matter how brutal people may be, I can forgive them all because I've got good things, right? But maybe you shouldn't forgive people for being brutal like that. Maybe there are places where you should have walls and boundaries and stand up for yourself. And that's true. And I think that's another thing that Momo brings to the table here. She has a strong sense of self and is not going to take guff. She's not going to take that bullshit. And now that she's included Okarun in her bubble, right? He's part of what she thinks is good in the world and wants to protect and be integrated with. She just does those things kind of naturally. She's going to stand up for him, and she does against Ira, the other girl. She even does in episode 1 when she goes and sits with him, when the others are bullying him. Okarun is willing to forgive everybody. Honestly, it's just an extension of his previous attitude. I can forgive everybody because I know that aliens exist. At least I have aliens. I've got this one thing that's cool and good. And so all the pain in the world, let it come. It's fine. I don't care. I've got aliens. And now it's just transferred to Momo. It's like, I can take on all the suffering in the world as long as it's for her. It's fine. But what about you, man? Like, what about you? That doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't extend. Because I know! I love the face over his face. I think it's very cool. I have a wonderful friend. I also really like this space. And maybe we'll stay in it for way too long and it'll drag out and it won't be as fun. But I feel like with the smacking our faces into each other and the fake kiss and stuff, we're really on rails to be more of a romance than I thought, which is great. I love this zone pre-consciousness of romantic intent. Like the romance and stuff is all under the surface there, but it stays under the surface, and we're kind of doing our best to keep it there. It's like we can't face that. We can't agree with that. It doesn't line up. We can't see it, but it's happening. And so the moment when he's like, I have such a wonderful friend, he's in love. This is love. He's in capital L love, but in his brain, in his conscious mind, he's like, I have such a good friend. I'm so happy that this cool person is so cool. Not like I want to kiss them and marry them, but like, wow, they're so cool. And I really love that space. There's something really pure about just being enamored with somebody and it not clicking to being like, oh, this is like a thing. This is like, that's scary now. But before that, even if it is scary in its own way, it's just like, wow, so pure. Good feelings toward person, no labels. Good feelings toward person, no labels. Wow. I think that's something that I'd like to endeavor toward experiencing and being a source of in the world as much as possible, is like good feelings toward person. Wow, that's great. Like both coming at me and me toward others, like seeing them in that way and being like, wow, good feelings toward you, fellow human. Getting clonked by balls and stuff. We start going back and forth between them, and their tension starts to really build as the time ticks away. I love the color commentary of the gals. They're so cool. They're such good friends. I wonder. Agony. But what's really going on inside her is that she wants to talk about aliens. I want to talk about aliens. I want to talk to Earth. I want to talk about aliens. I want to talk to Okarun. I want to talk to... And his line, you idiot Ken, you moron. It's my fault. I've caused rupture. I must hurry and recover our relationship or she'll hate me. That's me. That's me. Yeah, that's me. That's me. That's me. I learned the little bit of the psychology behind this. And I was like, oh, that's me. Okay, interesting. So how do you respond when you're in a relationship or friendship and there's some sense of rupture? Like some conflict happens between the two of you, and you're in that state where like you haven't resolved the conflict and you don't know how to. My tendency is to, before fully processing it and like understanding it completely, go back to the other person and self-sacrifice, apologize, and like take the responsibility for the conflict on, and not resolve it very effectively by just sacrificing for myself in order to desperately repair the rupture. Because the rupture being ruptured is like impossible, cannot survive. And probably, just a surmising, probably that comes from my childhood and the way that rupture was treated between my parents and the way that their relationship eventually fell apart. And so when a friendship or a relationship hits a rocky patch and hits conflict, my brain goes, this is a 10 out of 10 DEFCON level, whatever the highest one is, conflict problem. This must be solved now or everything is going to go worse and worse and spiral out into hell forever, right? So I must hurry and recover our relationship or she'll hate me. But for me, at least, I do that often at the expense of actually figuring out what I need and why the conflict happened, and standing up for my own self and the self inside me that's been hurt. Often, that's not necessarily a very rational person. Often when there's conflict like that, it's the 4-year-old inside of you or the 10-year-old inside of you who's really hurt. And it takes time and it takes effort to go in and do the work with that 4, 6, 8, 10-year-old to figure out where the real source of the pain is and what that kid inside really needs to reestablish contact in a safe and healthy way. And what I will do very often is, instead of reestablishing contact in a healthy and safe way, I'll ignore the child within and the voice that it's screaming at me for. It's like, I really need this thing to be ironed out because like it infuriates me or it makes me sad whenever it happens. And I'll ignore that and I'll apologize without expecting that in reciprocation. So, what? There it is. That's Okarun, right? I want to talk to him. I want to talk to him. I want to talk to him. Also, the little bits of animation back and forth, they embody the tension and the energy building up inside these characters so well. And the eyebrows, tweet, 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 tweet. I think they're really fun. I think it's a really enjoyable sequence. And we're just stuck here. We bring in this guitar track, this classical guitar track, and I think while this episode is so toned back, this is the example of that great sound design and great music selection coming to here. This is gotta be Ushio, right? And it's wistful and yearning. There's so much in this guitar track. I really like it. I really like the whole sequence back and forth. Okay. And then, in a sense that really gives me Makoto Shinkai vibes, without, I don't think, ever directly referencing anything like it, our characters cross like ships in the night, and they do this strange dance around each other. She goes and talks to the nerds, he goes and talks to the others in her class. And we throughout the sequence, we sort of like mirror the angles that we're at for each of them. So like this is the same room, kind of. Chalkboard stuff, the doorway where it is, same room flipped. And we'll keep doing stuff like that over the course of the sequence. To the point that we break it right there. We're breaking camera rules and things, and we don't care. And that's fun. They sort of dance outside of each other's perspectives, and it's beautiful. What it creates for me is a feeling like we're always running after each other. We're always chasing each other in a sense that's very. Oh man, there is a precise example romance movie that's a lot like this, with two people crossing paths all the time, and I don't know what it is. So I'm just gonna like get that whole realm of romance movies, Notebooky style. I don't know about the Notebook, maybe not, but that sort of, there's one that's like this, where we just keep missing each other, and oh, the serendipity, if only we could land, and yeah. Nowhere to be found. She's avoiding me. Must think I'm a pain in the butt. Where are you, Okarun? She's not thinking any of those negative things, right? Not at this point. Just like, maybe he doesn't like people getting in his face. Maybe I'm overbearing. Maybe I'm too much. When actually, you being too much, if you weren't too much, we would never talk. If you weren't willing to overstep his oversized boundaries, you'd never be able to get close enough to him. Dance back and forth. Maybe I wasn't thinking about his feelings. And he goes, well, maybe I'm not really her friend. Maybe I'm just, an acquaintance or something. A candidate. Maybe I don't even count. It's brutal. Me. I'm sorry. Bam. It's a lot like a kiss. It's so fucking cute. Okay, they get seen, and that makes it much worse, because now they have to perform a little bit. I thought you were avoiding me. I thought you were avoiding me. And then we are seen. We are caught. Not with a stupid person like him. And, okay, so I love that we take the same expression, and then our expressions diverge and become different, and we start arguing, and then bam! You can't reject me. They really do work together so well. How crazy. I have to apologize. And he finds out that his balls are gone. Oh, please. So with an audience, we in a weird way, it reminds me of Bunny Girl Senpai and stupidly declaring your love to the whole school, okay? It's like, I know it's not that, but it's just doing it out in the open with everybody watching, with all the grinning, jeering, potentially really mean faces, This can turn so bad so fast. You're not potentially just getting rejected by her, but getting rejected so hard by her friend group that she feels the need to go along with it. Even it overrides whatever she actually feels. Terrifying. Why won't you talk to me at all? Well, you said we've both hurt each other. We've both porcupined. To be honest, I just wanted to talk to you. And I fucking love that the three girls go like, all right, hey, he's got some balls. Which, funnily enough, he actually doesn't. But the respect for a little bit of honesty is really cool. Especially in contrast to the sort of bad boys that she was with before. It's pretty cool. I don't want to. Wow, are you sure, man? Is it really that embarrassing? Okay, I guess I'll just go. This isn't like you. You'd just let it go, right? You wouldn't care. They really see her, which is very cool. So, at his most vulnerable, bumps into a pretty girl, and it's the same replay of before. This is my fault. I'm so sorry. Oh shit, a pretty girl. And she's nice. She takes an interest. Wow. That's powerful stuff. And it's powerful enough to be weaponized. Not only curses and monsters to deal with, but people as well. There's the wash tub. She plays the role so perfectly. I need to know her voice actress. I really need to know. Ayane Sakura. Now Tomori from Charlotte. I've heard her in some more things. Oh, that's Ochako Uraraka. That makes sense. Are you in Gridman? No, okay. I thought that was the one where I was like, are you the Gridman character? Because that was the vibe that I got. Oh, Natsumi in Nonobiyori is probably where I've heard the most of her. Really a solid, I'm a cute girl, nothing wrong here sort of vibe coming from this voice actress. Which works, which tracks. I'm such a cute girl, nothing wrong here, totally not evil or anything. I bet that some weird spirit's gonna like possess her, or she's gonna have to deal with it or something, and that'll be really interesting. Feels like I'm the bad guy. No, I was the one at fault. I am the bad guy. She sees this. Weird. Weird. And then she overhears. So then it's like, what do you do about that, Momo, and why? Why act here? She's protective over him. She doesn't like seeing him be disrespected like this. He must be head over heels for me. You're such a player. Editing add-on. I also think that there's an element of seeing who you don't want to be. I think that Momo, in her ability to self-reflect, is worried that she's acting in a similar way to the way that Ira is acting. That she's just taking advantage of the sort of easy manipulableness of this easy to manipulate dude, but that reflects on her, and as soon as she sees it, she's like, oh, that's not me. That's not who I want to be. I need to do something to distance myself from that kind of person and then go, like, solve the thing. But the acting against Ira feels like an acting against the self that she doesn't want to be, maybe. I don't know. A guy like that never had a decent conversation with a girl, and he'll never be touched by a cute girl again. Ever. Bam. And then she grabs him. Hey, you're mine. She yells it, basically, to the rest. Looking really sharp. You're so cool. You're so good. I guess nobody will get it. Of course, it doesn't, like, make sense to them because so much has been unspoken. It's like, she dropped the wash tub on your head. But it makes sense to Momo big time. She needed to do that. And then, walking back, she initiates an apology, and a really good one. I want to talk through this apology, because I like apologies. I've talked about a place where I do them too much, or like too quickly, but I still really like apologies. I think they're the re-glue, and that's what I've brought that up a couple times in the last couple of weeks. They're the re-glue. When things fall apart, when there's rupture, apologies can re-glue things together. And I think she gives a really good apology, so I want to learn from it. I'm sorry. I had a bad attitude towards you. What happened was, I had this feeling set up from that incident that happened. We smashed our faces together and it was kind of like a kiss, and I got really flustered. So because I got really flustered, my emotions, I acted weird, and I'm sorry that I acted weird. I'm sorry that I was so embarrassed. The truth is that I'm not embarrassed about being friendly to you. This is ironing things out. It's explaining and expressing while taking responsibility for your own feelings and actions. It's expressing it's parsing and separating out the types of complicated feelings, which is what's necessary. It's the nuance that's necessary for humans to really connect with each other, because our emotions are fucking nuanced. I was embarrassed, and I'm sorry. I'm not embarrassed about being friendly to you. But that feeling of embarrassment was real, and I'm sorry. That's powerful. It's fine, I didn't mind at all. Yes, you did. But in reality, I'm mostly happy that we're able to reconnect, make amends. And then we snap to, that's trivial, we've got a huge problem. And we start doing these really fun rotations around the faces. We do this one, and then she turns away from him, and then he rotates around her again. But he's getting in her face every time. Then we do it again and get closer. Yeah, we totally did. It's all good. Nope, balls are gone. Wonderfully silly. Peek into the soul, something hiding. Smack, smack. I love the weird lines. I love the fan. It feels exactly right. And boom, fire. A monster now in a little kitty, and it's Turbo Granny herself. We're just gonna move forward. Grab, yoink. These moments when Momo runs through, I felt like they're weird. I don't know. I don't know what it is that's weird about them. They did feel weird to me. I kind of like them. I'm so glad she's not gone. I'm really, truly, and genuinely. And neither is his ability to transform. We have, in fact, transmogrified her power into something that Okarun can potentially use should he learn to control it more effectively. But it's going to require more of a deal, and we're going to have to go find out where his balls are. So, a perfect setup for the next time. Where are the girls? A perfect potential setup for integrating with Turbo Granny as a power source, both giving her this embodied, fun... it reminds me of, magical girls with, a spirit animal sort of companion fairy character thing. That's what it feels like, except it's a weird demon trapped inside a lucky cat. I like it. I think that's weird and fun. It's a weird take. And Okarun has developed a different version of his sad boy self with less jaw teeth, it seems. Maybe that comes later. Either way, they're not here. They're somewhere else. We're going to have to go quest for them. I like it. I like it. I like that as a story beat that Dandadan seems to be willing and able to lean on very frequently is oh yeah, that thing that you need? Quest. We're going to set up another story arc for it. It's an arc. Go do it. There's no simple answer. I like that. I like that a lot. It's fun storytelling. It's like things bounce into each other, and it enables the thing to be so chaotic and silly and jump from place to place. Glue. I'm sorry to call another episode Glue, because this is another episode of Glue. This is good shit. Maybe this isn't Glue. Maybe this is foundational, This is really sealing the deal. This is anchoring stuff together. I don't really have a good word for it at the moment, and that's totally fine. I like it. It's the break from bombast that we need to be grounded in our characters. It's the time spent worrying about the relationship that cements the importance of the relationship. And it works great for me. I think it's really good. I'm going to quickly just do a cursory check of Sakagaburu, just because I don't think there was a lot of amazing stuff in the episode, but there's plenty of understated, nuanced stuff, and I'd like to see if other people have noted any of that more than I have, if that makes sense. There are just a few, so let's just glance at them quickly. Got our walking, got some expressing, the clonk, and then the way that he scrambles on the ground is kind of cool. Yeah. Oh, this is when she emerges and she's telling us how she like stole away inside his body. I really like the nuance, little character expressions here. Miki Ogino. Katsuke Maho. Okay, cool. Shinsaku Kozuma, so that's familiar. Keika Oshimaru for our blah, 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 blah. And then he whooshes. Whoosh. That's cool. It's really cool, actually. The morphing is really, 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 really cool. Okay. Thwack. He falls and we whoop. Oh, it's Kozuma again, so similar to the being whipped around. Bam. Wow, using... it's a little silly, but somebody brought up secondary motion when I brought up the cigarette moving across the screen. It's the motion of hair when you're moving and tells you that you're moving. It's strange that we use as a follow-up, we use her, like, butt coming up. It reminds me of a cut that I actually didn't like very much in Season 3 of ReZero, where Amelia, like, smacks somebody with a hammer, and then she, like, folds, and her butt springs up as well. But here it because of the way that Granny is so silly and strange, it works really well. It all flares up, and then the cloth flows and gives this sense of, like, hanging in space, and then we whip it down in the next cut. It's really cool. Okay. Those are our accented cuts for the episode, and they're pretty neat. I like Dandadan. I'll see you next week for more Dandadan. Thanks for watching this Dandadan with me. We will down the dans next time. You can get early dans on the Patreon, and you can get normal time dans on the YouTube. See you next week for more dans. Much Dan, much love. Peace.